So here's what we're doing. We have our oil heated. I'll tell you in a little bit what we're making, but for now, mystery. Onions, nicely diced. We got our onions. Next we have our arborio rice. Get it just a little bit toasted. I want to get it just a little bit fragrant, you know? Not toasted, but fragrant. Doesn't take much at all. In the meantime, I'm going to set up my small pan for something else. Alright, so far I got some arborio rice. I got some onions. Got them to a little bit of a brown. Next, I'm going to hit it with some Chardonnay. If you do 1 cup of arborio, you're gonna do a half a cup of Chardonnay. And just allow it to do what it does. So today I'm actually cooking a seafood risotto. And this is a very important dish that you have to time everything precisely. You slowly add your liquid and let it absorb into the rice. So far I got my Chardonnay, that's absorbed. In another pan I have my chicken stock that's already heated. I'm going to keep it at a heat, yes. And slowly but surely we incorporate all the liquid onto this arborio. Okay. My Chardonnay is just about absorbed, so I'm going to add a little bit of chicken stock to it. Just a little bit. It's recommended to add just a cup at a time and allow it to absorb. Oh boy, I could smell it. It smells, all I'm smelling is that Chardonnay. And I'm getting my second pan ready with the butter because we're gonna do something separate over there. All right. Speak to me, speak to me. The trick is to constantly stir, constantly stir. Remember, risotto is all about timing. Timing and heat. Some people like to do mushroom risotto, but nope. I love my seafood, so that's what we're doing. It's gonna take some time, but it's gonna be delicious in the end. It is sounding wonderful. And it's also about multitasking because especially if you're making the seafood kind, you want to have that separate pan for your seafood. Have this for the grains. All right. I am loving that absorption. It's all about chemistry. Add a little bit more liquid. Let's go. Stir it a little. And like I said, we're slowly going to incorporate the chicken stock and allow the grains to absorb it. It's a daunting task, but it is so worth it in the end. See that? It's slowly absorbing the liquid. And you always want to use a flat pot where all the grains are evenly distributed. Otherwise, if I use the tall pot, then some of the grains will be cooked at a different temperature, different softness. Flat pot, much easier. All right, it's yelling at me. That means it's almost time to add another dose of chicken stock. But in the meantime, I sense that my oil over here is ready. I'm gonna add me some shrimp. And I basically cut the shrimp into a really small dice because we don't want big chunks for risotto, right? And the reason I'm also doing the shrimp separate is because it cooks in a lot less time than our risotto. All right. Okay, so I got my shrimp. To my shrimp, I'm gonna add some chopped shallots as well as chopped green onions. Again, it doesn't take long at all for that shrimp to cook. See that? All right, add some more liquid. Ooh, if you only smell what the rock is cooking. All right, now that my shrimp is almost done, I'm gonna hit it with some minced garlic. Always add that closer to the end because those could burn quite simply and easily. All right. This is what we call multitasking in the kitchen. It's gonna be one big dish, but we gotta cook it separately. Everything has different cook times. All right. And like I said, just keep on stirring, keep on stirring. It's gonna take a while, but just bear with me. It's like cooking rice in the opposite form. You know how we usually cook rice? We boil the water, we add the rice, we cover the pot, we lower the flame, and we just allow it to cook on its own. In risotto, you do it a little bit opposite. You start with the rice as opposed to the liquid, and you slowly add your flavors. And you know that first flavor for me had to be that Chardonnay. You allow it to be the first thing to be absorbed in those grains, and you end up with something spectacular. All right, how we looking, how we looking, how we looking? I am loving it. There we go. Keep on stirring. Keep on stirring. Keep that momentum going. Almost time to add some more liquid. I'll let it go just a little bit more. And we're going to hit it with some more chicken stock. In the meantime, look at my shrimp. Wish you could smell it. It's nice. It's buttery. I'm hearing and smelling the garlic just being sauteed into everything. I'm going to turn up my heat on my shrimp because I'm going to add something that I shouldn't. But before I add that to the shrimp, time to add one more round of liquid to my grains. There we go. Keep on stirring. That's the theme. You're making risotto, you got to keep stirring. Don't ever leave that stove unattended. Make sure that layer is always even. As for my shrimp that's yelling to me that it needs something else, we're gonna do it again. Repeat. We're almost there, people. Hang in. Hang tight, hang tight. Now, at the end of risotto, some people believe it's customary to add Parmesan cheese, but some cultures think that that's a sin. So I don't think to this one I'm gonna add Parmesan. Nope, I got enough flavors going. I just want a nice creamy one. If anything, I just add a little salt to taste. Add a little bit of pepper. Nothing big. Because I have my shrimp, I have my garlic. I have so many things that's just gonna make it burst with flavor. Not to mention the Chardonnay. Hello. Oh yes, that shrimp is just about done. So when I think that I am to about the last cup needed of liquid, that's about when I'm gonna add that shrimp, because as you see I added a little bit of liquid to the shrimp. So that's gonna fulfill that moisture that we need to complete this dish. Keep on stirring. All right, time for some more liquid. Let's go. I tell you, there is something so therapeutic about cooking and just making things come together. Tonight was what we call an insomnia night. You know those nights that you cannot sleep? And I got to thinking, what do I have in my cabinets, in my refrigerator, that I could turn into something awesome? And this is what I came up with. We are making late night risotto. And by the way, don't forget to follow my youth center page. I actually have a nonprofit youth center, and it's called Divine Souls Youth Center. And in that, I actually teach cooking classes to youth, to children. So that's divinesoulsyouthcenter.com. That's the website. I'm also on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram. So just follow, follow, follow. And it's all about educating our youth in cooking techniques and nutrition. Sometimes we do get a little bit naughty with the things we cook. Every once in a while I'll spoil them. But ultimately it's about eating healthy and what have you. And most classes are on Sundays at 1 p.m. So it's all taught on Zoom for now, digital. So everyone just gathers the ingredients and logs into Zoom. And then I teach our youth how to make certain dishes. I know the next class is actually going to be, we're making pizza from scratch. Meaning that the pizza dough and the pizza sauce are both going to be made from scratch. So definitely stay tuned for information on that. Just grab the ingredients and tune in on Zoom. And we're gonna cook that meal. All right, time for some more liquid. Now we call this the almost final round. Just by looking at it, I know what's going on. So soon I'm gonna finally incorporate our shrimp and what have you. Keep on going. Hang tight, people. Anything that is worth tasting takes a minute to make. So it's all about patience. All about patience. And the trick is to always have plenty chicken stock on hand, because there's no telling how much you're gonna need. It all depends how that first set takes to that Chardonnay shot. So we're gonna keep on going, keep on going. We're almost there. Boy, I tell you, if you could just smell this, I'm telling you, the smell, all I'm smelling the Chardonnay that I hit both the shrimp and the arborio with. I'm smelling the garlic, I'm smelling the onions, I'm smelling the shallots, I'm smelling the green onions. I'm telling you. Risotto is where it's at. And just a reminder, never, ever, ever walk away from your flame. It just takes a few seconds for this to become not so savory. All right, so at this point I am nearing the end. So second to last shot is gonna be my seafood. Gonna add that in, stir it in, allow it to absorb. We're getting there, people, we're getting there. And as you can tell, each time I'm trying to lay it evenly, my grains, because we want it to cook evenly. We don't want some grains hard, some grains soft. Nope, evenly. All right. I am loving how that shrimp and that sauce I made for it, they're slowly coming together. Slowly but surely. How the saying goes, Slow and steady wins the race. Gonna take a quick bite. We're almost there. That bite is flavorful, yes, but I need to soften it just a little bit more. So we're gonna keep going. Keep it going. And the closer I get to the end, the lesser and lesser of chicken stock that I'm adding. See, if you remember, when I first started, I was adding a cup at a time, but now I gotta kind of test it. So slowly but surely. And see how we go. And always keeping a spare spoon on hand so that you could continue to test. And remember, if you're cooking for other people, keep a few extra spoons because you don't want to be tasting, dipping the spoon, tasting, dipping the spoon. Nope. We got to keep it sanitary. Boy, I tell you, there is something about risotto that just makes everything happy in life. I'm going to take my heat down just a little bit now that we're approaching the end. And the end depends on who's cooking it. Some people would hit it with just a dash of what you call heavy whipping cream, the same cream that you use to make whipped cream. And some people may hit it with butter, and some people may add both. So it really depends on what you're used to tasting. All right. Give it one more taste. This is it. My flame is off. These grains are completely to what I need them to be. And you remember when I said some people add heavy whipping cream, some people add butter. I'm what you call a butter gal. So yeah, as the flame is off, I'm gonna add just the tiniest bit of butter. Yes. This is the dish of patience. Again, I'm gonna spread it out. Let that last little bit absorb the water or stop. I know it's time consuming. But you gotta hang tight. If you want a tasty dish, you have got to be patient. Allow it to do what it does. And that, my friends, is what we call risotto. Thanks again for tuning in. Follow my pages, Divine Souls Youth Center, Instagram, Facebook, and the website. I got my bakery, Zen Sweets by Mandy. Same thing, Instagram, Facebook, and the website. And then, of course, my personal, which is on Instagram, Zen_Queen_Mandy. Thanks for tuning in.